It is time for Daybreak Interactive. Let's get the conversation on the way. The President and the Vice President are about to get not one but two new presidential jets to add to the fleet because the National Assembly says, listen, it's a matter of national security, and I quite agree with them on that front. We need to protect the President and the Vice President. But do we need two new presidential jets? Can we afford two new jets in the presidential fleet just because the National Assembly says this is what is needed for the President's safety and security? Let's kickstart the conversation. Let's have your say on this one. What do you make of it? Do you think this is part of the alleged profligacy of the current administration in the midst of this limited, meager resources that we're having to deal with all of the economic downturn that Nigerians are dealing with, the cost of living? Is this a time to get the President and the Vice President new planes so that they can travel once in a while to their various destinations or to perform their presidential and vice presidential responsibilities? Let's get the conversation started. I don't know where you start on this one. It's a no for me, by the way, in case you didn't get it from my perspective.
I mean, you have another no from me, if that adds to anything, really. But I was doing the numbers yesterday, as I told you, and some of the figures I saw were startling. To think that between the Jonathan time and today, we have spent about 100 billion on that presidential fleet.
In terms of maintenance cost, or
basically maintenance,
right,
and fueling. And one would, I doubt if there are private operators who have spent that much to then think that a presidential spokesperson would describe the presidential jet as a scrap. And he used another instructive words, that resonates with me. He said it is small and scrap. So probably are looking at something bigger and more luxurious, befitting, as they say, of the President of Nigeria. We have our first caller this morning. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to the program. Your name, please, and where you're calling from.
My name is Tony Eze, calling from Benue.
Did you say Tony?
Tony Eze, calling from Benue State.
Yo, Eze from Benue State. Thank you so much for calling. Go ahead, please.
Thank you. I think I'm not in support of the private jet.
But they say it's for the safety of the President.
Hello?
They say it's for the safety of the President and the Vice President. They cannot be flying in a faulty airplane.
My brother, in your station yesterday, I was listening to a political program. And then, in that political program, before the ending of it, there's a picture of children in the hospital. That is as a result of not seeing a good thing to eat, that result them to land in hospital because of the problem. Not only that, children come to Benue State where there is some family, as they have break, that did not know what to eat from morning till night, and they are Nigerians. Not only in Benue State, go down to southeast. There is some people that from morning till night, they don't know what to lay hand or what to eat from morning till night, and they are Nigerians. There is some certain things that is more important than presidential jets. I was watching on one of your sister program in television. Somebody attended program in Canada, and the governor came with one car, and he was driving himself. A governor in Canada was driving himself down to where they are doing that program. Is he not a governor? Come to Nigeria, a governor is using a car worth of 300 million, and it will be more than 15, 20 that is following a governor in Nigeria, while people is dying hungry. This country needs second touch. And the kind of leaders we have today, the kind of leader we have in country, need to flush out. If possible that it can happen, we need to flush out, because we have Nigeria that are separatized. But those that are in our faith, there are people that are stoning heart, that they don't even care what is happening on ordinary man in the street. And it is quite unfortunate.
Right. Yeah.
Good morning.
I understand where you're coming from, Mr. Eze. Thank you so much for joining the conversation this morning. We have a bigger fish to fry. That is basically the gist of the conversation, that there are more urgent matters that need urgent attention. From yesterday, if I dare say that, it's not being attended to. However, this particular situation makes Nigerians believe that these wastages are being entertained because the elites are the beneficiaries of some of these humongous expenditure. Let's speak to our next caller then. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello?
Please mute your TV set and let's have a conversation. Okay, let's move on to the next caller, please. Rules of engagement: please turn down the volume of your TV set when you call in so that we can have a smooth conversation, just as we did with John Eze from Benue State. Let's move on to the next one then. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, morning.
Yeah, go ahead. Your name and your location.
Okay, I'm Lord Collins. I'm calling from Delta State, Ughelli.
Come again?
I'm Lord Collins, calling from Delta State, Ughelli, Nigeria.
Lord Collins from Delta State. Good morning, Lord Collins.
Are you related to Lord Dennis? Well,
No.
Please. All right. How is Ughelli this morning?
Ughelli is fine. Very cool.
Please go ahead.
Now, if Nigeria is a country, you will not bedevil into buying a private jet. Those presidents, those politicians, they put themselves there. They did not come for the interest of anybody. They are mismanaging the country resources. They are just doing what they want. Nigeria's debt is higher than what to go and buy a private jet. How does the private jet affect the country? I think the private jet does not have any part on this reason. If they really care for the people that they are ruling, they will not think of buying a private jet while the country is bleeding all over. Thank you very much. I just want to be brief on my thoughts.
Thank you very much, Lord Dennis. Really appreciate you for calling in.
I like the rhythm of your name, by the way, but I mean, it drives home the point. If you look at the numbers, they are painful. To think that we placed order for the current Boeing business jets. That's what is referred to as the Eagle one in 2003, but it was delivered in 2005, after meeting the specifications that we wanted for somewhere around $70 million. I mean, the exchange rate was even better at the time. Today, that jet has been modified, and the cheapest you could get is for around $105 to $115 million. That is nearly over 160 billion naira. We'll take another call. Good morning. Your name and where you're calling from? Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, but you have to put down the volume of your TV set and speak a bit more audibly. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Yes, please. Your name and where you're calling from?
I'm Aliu, calling from Pape.
Aliu from Pape, good morning. Can we please have your thoughts?
Hello?
Hello, good morning, Aliu. We can hear you. Please go ahead.
Hello?
I'm sorry, we may have to move on to another call. Aliu is just very close to us here, but it appears the connectivity is not so fluid. If you can, please call back again. If you try the first number and you can, please try or dial the second. I'm sure somehow, somewhere in between, we'll find a good call. We take our next caller. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you. Your name and where you're calling from?
I'm Clan George, calling from Owerri.
Good morning, Josh. What, from Owerri town?
Yeah.
All right. How is Owerri this morning?
It's fine. This one, weather is good.
All right, that's good. Let us have your thoughts around this, please. Go ahead, Josh. Hello, Josh. Are you still there? Hello, Josh.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Ade, London.
Hey, good morning.
Good to hear from you.
Yeah, good morning.
Thank you.
My take on this issue of private jet to the president and the vice.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong in buying it because it's not their private property. It's for the country. And it's for the safety of both of them.
Okay.
As long as they follow the law, the National Assembly approve it, and they make available fund for it. Had it been, they have never bought, they don't have a private jet before, and they just want to start buying it. Yes, I will go against it, but it's the norm. So they have been buying private jet for presidents in Nigeria, so nothing wrong in that at all.
Mr. Ade, if I could just ask you, do you think the timing is right, given the austerity that Nigerians are dealing with right now? Doesn't it look?
That's a very good.
Yeah.
That's a very good question. I will throw it back to you. Tell me anything they do in Nigeria and time is right. One thing.
Well, the time is right for good governance, isn't it? Yeah.
So which time will, okay, we are now in 2024. I can guarantee you in the next another 10, 15 years, God sparing our life, what you are buying today for 10,000 naira will become 100,000. You understand? When I came to England, houses in my street were selling for 50,000, 60,000, 65,000 pounds for 3 bedroom. The same house, old building, you know that they don't demolish us here. The same house now is 700,000. So this is the time to buy it. So the next president coming will be using it. It has nothing to do with when the child is in the hospital. No, those are to the local government and the state government. The responsibility of the state government should not be bestowed on the federal government. They are the ones to take care of that. The federal is to deal with the federal and international. So the plane is important for them. In UK, we don't have plane for the Queen or for the Prime Minister. No. From in time memorial, they don't have it. If they are traveling, they will get a British Airways decorated to suit the purpose of the Prime Minister or the Queen.
Isn't that
what they do? And they pay them.
Yeah. Wouldn't you subscribe to that idea that we don't necessarily have to have, a huge presidential fleet, and once in a while when they need to travel outside the country, we can always charter a plane?
That's what I'm saying, that if they have not been buying it, it would have been easier. They have not been buying that in UK. From time memorial, that's what they do. But in Nigeria, they have been buying fleet for presidential. Why should they stop now? So they have to continue. Unless there's a law by National Assembly to stop that. But in UK, we don't have it. Other countries, they have their private jet for their president in America, everywhere. But here, our queen, which is our head of state, if he's traveling, our king now, if he's traveling, they will get a plane decorated, they will put a royal symbol on it. They will go, after it comes back, they remove it. And the jet go out to public. So, and the same thing with Prime Minister. So, nothing like it. But because that's what their system. Our system in Africa, in Nigeria, we have been having presidential fleet. So, we have to continue. So, that's what I'm saying, for their safety.
Yeah.
All right.
So, nothing wrong with that. But local government responsibility and state government responsibility should be given to them. Not to the president, that somebody is sick in the hospital. That belongs to the lower level of the local government. So, God bless you. God
bless you as always. Thank you so much for calling. Do have a lovely day today in London. But I must also say, Ade, where I disagree, with all due respect to your opinion, is that the music has changed in Nigeria for such a very long time, and there's a need for us to also change, the dancing, because we can't keep dancing to, a different tune, especially looking at the economy of the country. Our next caller is on. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to the program. Your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah, good morning. My name is Femi. I am calling from Lagos.
Femi from Lagos. Femi, I get a sense that you're not a first-time caller. It's as if we've had you before. Am I right?
I'm a usual caller.
Yes, exactly.
I change location.
Right.
You get the thumbs up from us.
Yeah, thank you so much. Go ahead, Femi.
Yes. New presidential jet for the president. There is nothing bad. There is nothing bad if the president should look for a new presidential jet. But let me ask you, a man whose house is on fire, must that man be chasing rats? Let me tell you, Nigeria is
financial hostage. The amount of money Nigeria is owing to other foreign countries is nothing to write home about. If things are in order in Nigeria, the president should go in for a new presidential jet. But today, which sector of the economy is functional when Nigerians are crying every day for hunger, poverty, poor infrastructure? Teachers cannot be paid very well, and insecurity is ravaging everywhere. Is it only one presidential jet we have in Nigeria? No. Why can't they repair the ones we are having? Nobody wishes the president evil. If things we are going well in Nigeria, the president should go in for a new presidential jet. Have you considered the exchange rate of Nigeria in this dispensation? Have you considered the total amount of this new presidential jet? They are going to borrow money to buy this presidential jet? And who bears the brunt? Why can't they fix our economy? Why can't they do so many things? Provide security, which is the primary function of the government. This government, it seems that they have failed us. That presidential jet should be they should keep it aside for now. If our economy improves, then the president should go in for a new presidential jet. But for now, there is nothing is going well in Nigeria, and I don't support the president buying a new presidential jet. This is my opinion. God bless you.
God bless you too, Femi. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining the conversation. And I suppose it's a matter of timing for some people. When the time is right, you can do it. And nobody wants them to be mediocre with the safety of the president or the vice president. However, is replacing these planes with new ones, especially the point he made about the exchange rate. Because you're not going to buy a new private jet from Boeing with Naira.
Absolutely.
And looking at the exchange rate, that is definitely going to set us back.
That's right.
Significantly.
We'll take one more call, and then
I am watching that a debate.
Sorry, you have to come again. Who is on the line and where are you calling from?
Okay, thank you. My name is Mrs. Jamil, calling from Kubwa in Abuja.
Mrs. Jamil from Kubwa in Abuja. Good morning. It's so nice to have a lady join the conversation. Go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you. Buying a presidential jet is not bad, but the country or the person in charge of it should look into the economy of the country presently. He's not smiling at anyone at all. People are dying. Is that what we're supposed to consider, presidential new jets, instead of considering the country presently condition? A lot of people are dying out of hunger. Security are there, poor security. Nobody is talking about all this. What we are interested in presidential jets, please, we should be our brother's keeper. This shouldn't be a consideration yet. Let the country be balanced. Before we talk of any other thing, if the country is stable, nobody will tell you that buying a presidential jet is prohibited. Not. Please, they should look into the economy first, because a lot of people are dying out of hunger, in fact, so even if a daily meal now is very hard for some people, for all of us, not only some people. Please let them consider this first before thinking of buying. What is the presidential jet? Without the jet, can the president survive it? Can he move up? Can't he move to wherever he wants to move to? Please, that shouldn't be a first priority for now. Let the people be okay. Please.
Thank you very much.
People are dying.
Thank you very much for that contribution. And again, for the fact that you're a woman, it helps us balance this whole conversation of, and I also share in your passion there while contributing. A lot of things are on the table. For the presidential fleet, in the last 10 years that we have spent over 70 to 100 billion maintaining. There had already been an outcry about how colossal that amount is. For a government that is about 1 year in office that has spent 7 billion naira to renovate the president's residence, another 18 billion naira to give the vice president a new home, that has spent several billions of naira in presidential motorcade. You know, one would have thought, and you at the same time asking Nigerians to tighten their belts. That's really,
there's a misalignment there.
There is, and other people have basically come out to say, if you have about 10 fleets, 10 fleets that are costing us so much to maintain on an annual basis.
Wasn't the plan to sell off some of those?
Well, we are not hearing anything about sale. So if this conversation has started with, we want to dispose all of what we have. The average age of the presidential fleet is just 11 years. Some of them are between the ages of 9 and 19. You know, if you dispose all of those and you get brand new new ones, essentially from the money you recover from sales, it would have been a completely different conversation. But, well, they tell you the people at that level knows better, or maybe there are information they have that we don't. But that's how the conversation has panned out this morning, and we want to thank you all for finding time to tune in, rather call in and make your positions known. I mean, it may not change the final outcome, but it is good to hear your voice nonetheless.